Hello guys, it's Nim and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing something special. I'll just say it like that, it's very special guys. Today we are building my dream apartment. Now just to clarify, this is not where I actually live. This is what I would like to live in. Because this apartment is kind of the way I want it. So you'll get a very special view and look into my style and what I like. So that is quite good. So you'll see I made a 2-bedroom apartment because one room is obviously for me to sleep in and the other room is my recording / streaming room, which also will feature my guitar and other musical instruments. And then it is completely my style and the way I would like to live. Now, I also know that I have a very expensive style, so the way that I build it will probably be something that I will never be able to afford. But that doesn't matter right now. We're just gonna go with what I would really like to have. And we all know that in this economy you can't afford it, but that's okay. So, as you'll probably notice, I have a lot of light wood tones and with darker counters, so a little bit of contrast dark light because I just love it. It's gonna sound really depressing, but I just love dark colors and dark things. So, but I don't want to live in a house that is completely dark, so obviously I have to brighten it up a bit with some lighter things. So that is what we're doing there. I also love cabinets because I need storage space, so you might think it's weird, but that's totally fine, it's my style. Also the yellow, I always hated the color yellow, but for some reason I think that on that furniture it looks really good. I had such a trouble placing this dining table because it's not really that big of a space because I chose one of the smallest apartments. And the space next to the kitchen, I wanted that to be the living room, so the only logical way for the dining room was here. So it had to be here, and I didn't want it to be pushed into the window because I thought that looked a little bit weird. And I think we are actually gonna remove it and place it somewhere else, but we'll see if I let that in or not. So also in my dream apartment, I would love to have a fireplace. Just because I don't know, it reminds me of coziness and warmth. I like it. And you also see that a lot of the wood is all those I don't actually know what you call it in English. I think granite? I'm not sure. I really don't know. Anyway, it's all the same. Actually the flooring is the same flooring I have right now as well. So I'm just gonna pack up my flooring with me to my new apartment, so. And then the green and the yellow, and actually, now that I look at it, it is not that obvious that I love dark stuff. Maybe I don't love it as much as I think I love it. Ooh, epiphany here. Anyway, the perfect rock is obviously that green one. Obviously. To be fair, in real life, I would probably never buy a rock like that. I would probably go with something cream or something dark brown or something. But we don't have that in The Sims, and I really wanted that square rock because I feel that just fitted perfectly into this space. So there you go. And you all know me and my builds, this clutter on the table is real. It's just the way my home is, it's just the way it always has been. And probably the way it always will be. Now we are gonna fiddle around with this layout a bit more. Because I wasn't quite happy with how big actually that bathroom was. I thought it was quite unrealistic. So in the little knockout we are actually going to build a reading nook. Which is also quite realistic because I don't know if I told this before, but I love reading. Everything concerning books, I love it. My entire room now consists of shelving filled with books. The drawers under my bed are filled with books and DVDs, but mostly books. So just having this little reading nook with the couch and then those giant bookcase and also the shelving will be full of books. It is just very realistic. And then also that little radio is also realistic because I actually have that in real life. So I thought that was actually pretty darn cool. Now we're just gonna place some clutter on the bottom shelves, and then we are going to be placing a lot of books. Actually, one of my friends recently came to my home and she was like, "Darn it, you have a lot of books." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I've read them all." That might be a bit over-exaggerating. I think of all the books that I have in my room, I have read about 90%. And just to give you a wild estimation about how many books I have, I think I have around 150 to 200 books, and that is excluding my comics, like comic-like. Okay, this is gonna be like really embarrassing to say, but I have like over 200 comics as well. Mostly Batman and Spider-Man, because I love them. And you can buy a lot of Spider-Man comics here at thrift shops, so that is really good as well, because those comics are hard to get by. Like, I don't know how it is like for you guys in your country, but in my country it's really difficult to find like Spider-Man and Batman comics in good like quality. Usually they're like completely ripped and everything, and I just want good quality. So I have a lot of comics that are actually perfect quality now, so I'm really happy with that. So moving on to this like bathroom. This is like the bathroom that I really would like a separate tub and a shower, like this weird funky comic style mirror, and then of course like your washer and dryer and an ironing board. Like if it were completely up to me, The Sims would have like a sewing machine as well, because I love to sew and I make my own outfits and I make my own costumes for Comic-Cons. So if The Sims had that, that would probably be like the main feature of my entire home. So I sound like such a geek right now. I mean, I am a geek, but it just makes it, I can hear myself now and it's so obvious. Whoa. Okay. Doesn't matter, I love the geek inside of me, just embracing it full on and going completely nerd and geek. I don't care. I love it. You gotta be what you're going to be, right? You gotta be happy in life, that's what's important. Also, like, given the fact that I have like a completely separate room for streaming and everything, it makes perfect sense that this bedroom is like mainly my bed, and then 2 closets, because one is actually for my clothing, because I actually don't have a lot of different clothes, because I think like it's just materials, and if I want clothing so bad I will just make them. So I don't really buy a lot of clothes, usually I just make them. And then the other rack was perfectly for my cosplays. Just an entire rack for my cosplays, that would be heaven-like. Also, you see that box ball, because like I am an extreme nerd, I know that. But I do like sports, I box. Obviously now with the whole corona thing I can't box actually, because my gym is closed and I broke my foot recently, so I won't be able to sport for the next 2 months. But that's okay, because I can keep in shape in other ways. Hopefully. We'll see. Hope. So we're gonna put an easel there, and like where did we put the guitar? Okay, the guitar's in the living room, easel as well, like piano is in the room, and then we're just gonna have like a separate... Oh god, can you hear that? I'm so sorry, but they're still working on the road. I'm sorry. Anyway, we're gonna have like a separate desk anyway for my normal work things, and then that is completely for the YouTube and streaming. In my mind at least, and in The Sims it works like that as well, hopefully. Anyway, this entire build is playtested, so your Sims can use everything, they can walk everywhere, so that's completely fine, don't worry about that. It has all been checked out. Also, like all these posters and nerd stuff, that is also very realistic, as my room consists of that as well. Like the little piece of walls that I do have are now just completely covered with nerd stuff. Anyway, we are now coming to the screenshots. I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you get notified when I go live next, or when my video goes live. Bye guys!